man, does that sound good. And for the first time in a long time, it's a very bright, vivid title card that brings us to the new expansion of Final Fantasy XIV. It took a month for me to get going on streaming because my old PC just couldn't handle it anymore. So I got myself a new PC, and I've gotten everything set up, and now we can officially begin the journey to the new world. So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Matthias Griffin back with you for the start of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail live here on Twitch. So, what do you say we take that journey and head off to the new world? And I know that it's the moment of truth for all of you. Which Warrior of Light will take the mantle? For those of you who have followed my Final Fantasy XIV journey from the very beginning, you've known that every new expansion comes with a new Warrior of Light. The torch has always been passed off from one to the other, starting with Edie in A Realm Reborn, going to Matthias in Heavensward, going to Corinne in Stormblood, going to Shinji in Shadowbringers, and culminating in Endwalker with Rika. So, tonight, you're wondering, who is getting it next? Do we have a new Warrior of Light who's taking the mantle? Well, I have made the decision that going forward, this last passing of the torch will be the final one. To go on this journey to Dawntrail, we're taking Matthias. I'm taking my namesake from this point forward as the permanent Warrior of Light in Final Fantasy XIV. So, with that in mind, what do you say we head on off to old Charlian? Yeah, this is a significant transition for me because this is now me playing on PS5. Dawntrail was played on PC. The previous expansions, Heavensward, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers were all played on PS4, and A Realm Reborn was played on PS3 for the first year, and then the epilogue was played on PS4. But on PS5, things will be happening a lot more quickly, as you can see, and I'm sure that for those of you who have not yet had the chance to see Matthias with the graphical upgrade, this is what he looks like. So, as you can see, he has had some changes, and his face definitely has changed for sure. One thing that I noticed when I made the transition like everyone else did into the new expansion, as I'll go ahead and now move up to our new main stream screen, is that I noticed that on both Matthias and Rika, even though their eye color had not changed, the graphical upgrade made their eyes look darker. So on the test stream a few days ago, I showed off where you can get a free vial of Fantasia over in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange in Old Dod. There's now a quest to get a free Fantasia. It's a level 1 quest, you can just get it, and yeah, free Fantasia is yours. So I used it to lighten up Matthias' eye color, I used it to lighten up Rika's eye color, and so this is what Matthias looks like, and his eye color is now closer to what it was previously. So hopefully we will not have this problem occur again. I certainly hope it's not the case. But what do you say we get ahead, and because we're not necessarily going to be in battle attire right out of the gates, what do you say we dress into something more casually? And of course, whenever, for those of you who have known me, I tend to, whenever meeting dignitaries or whatever, will have the Grand Company uniform, for instance. So of course, Matthias still associated with the Order of Twin Adder in Gridania. And I think it's appropriate that he's associated with the Twin Adder because given that we're going to be heading to a place that's all about gold, I think that it's very appropriate that Matthias is wearing something to that effect with a golden style of color. So what better than the Twin Adder's uniform? So yeah, I'm just taking the opportunity because I know that my Twitch stream is in ad break right now, but just showing off everything for those of you who see this when the VOD comes up and when I get this into episodic content on YouTube. And if you're not following me currently on YouTube and you're just watching this on Twitch, make sure you're followed, like, subscribe, let people know what's going on. Certainly be glad to have you on board. So, we are just outside of the Baldessian Annex here in Gridania, or rather in Sharlayan. Now, after a month of waiting on getting a new PC, getting it set up, we can now officially begin the journey. And I know I say the word journey a lot so far in this stream, but I can't help but reiterate it. And yeah, I know that Ojika Sunjika has been waiting for me for a long time. So let's not keep him waiting any longer. Let's make our way into the Baldessian Annex and speak with Ojika Sunjika himself as we officially get Dawntrail underway by taking on the level 90 main story quest entitled A New World to Explore. Ojika Sunjika has a message for you. Welcome back, Mathia. I've just had word from Erenville. It seems he's managed to secure passage to Tyrol aboard a guild ship vessel. Why don't you wait in the main hall while I go and inform your travel companions? It should only take a moment. And so as we get to hear the new quest start fanfare, of course we'll hear the quest end fanfare soon enough. But yeah, for those of you who remember where we were when we had Rika joining us in Endwalker, it ended in this very room, looking at this very map. An updated version that was given to us by Grahatia and features not just Eorzea as well as the Far East, and also Razathan, and also Garlemald, but also now includes, if I can get on the part, this new area. This is what Tyrol looks like, and as you can see, based on the map, it looks very similar to the Americas, both North and South America. I don't think Canada is going to get some love at any point during this expansion, but if it does, that'll be really cool. So, yeah, maybe we'll get it in the next expansion. They'll keep exploring Tyrol's territory, and we'll see what happens. So, for now, let's just chill out and wait for the crew. So, while we're relaxing, we hear the door open. And we're greeted by the Levier twins and Kryl. Ojika gave us the good news. We've made ready to set sail at a moment's notice. The only one yet to arrive is Erenville himself. Yeah, we need him too. He's supposed to be the guy who knows everything about this place, or as much as we can hope to expect. And of course, he comes along with Wuklamat, who has asked for our help on doing something very important in our homeland. Ah, you're all here. It took some persuasion, but the Gleaner's Guild ship has granted us places aboard a vessel bound for Tyrol. There'll be other passengers, researchers and artisans and the like, so we'll need to share deck space. That's fine, Erenville. I doubt anyone expected we'd have a ship all to ourselves. They're not casting off just yet, so if you have any lingering concerns, now is the time to voice them. Well, what concerns do we have? I wouldn't call it a concern, but everyone's still clear on what it is that we'll be doing in Tyrol, yes? We have not forgotten. So yeah, here's what the twins look like with their graphical update. The nation of Tuliolol is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. As your chosen allies, we shall assist you during the rite of succession and support your bid to become Dawn servants. In addition to that, Alphinode and I have another objective. As part of its reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbors. By visiting Tyrol, we hope to learn more about how its myriad cultures interact with one another, how they find common ground, develop stronger ties, the sort of insights that might help our friends in Ilsabard. But we'll pursue this goal in our own time.
You can be assured that we'll give the contest all due attention. That's all I ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do as you like.
And that includes you too there, Kryl.
You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Kryl?
Indeed.
Yes, as far as we could determine from the old missive I found, he had been tasked with investigating the Golden City by your father, the Dawn Servant. Yet oddly enough, we have no record of that investigation in our archives, and nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter.
Yeah, there is an earring included in this. Something that she's currently wearing right now, the little clover that is visible.
Thus, for reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. I'm sure there'll be a chance to speak with Papa. You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the City of Gold. The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I parted this expedition only because the Third Promise has commanded that I serve as guide. Commanded. Still playing the part of the stoic servant, I see. What of you? Don't you dare tell me you changed your mind.
Well, the main story dictates that I accompany you no matter what. So, hoist sail and let the wind take us as she pleases, or we won't make you Dawn Servant by standing here and talking about it, or I go wheresoever your adventure is to be found. But yeah, we'll go with option 2 on this one. Rika's told me what's gonna happen, and so she's asked me to come in on her behalf.
Ha! A man of action! Right then, if we're all still committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart.
You got it. Lead on, Aaronville. Okay. Oh, and we've got some notifications showing up on the screen. Apologies if I can't see them all that well. I've been tinkering with the alerts. But I'm trying to make them look properly visible. Something I've yet to perfect, but trial and error and all that. But I wanted to make sure I had alerts available for when we started in Dawntrail here. Let's speak to Aaronville.
Eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbor. We're not in danger of missing the boarding call, but perhaps we should be on our way as well.
And so with that in mind, we're bound for Scholar's Harbor. As sunset sets in, so we've joined up with our crew. Take a look.
Savoring the moment? I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
Maybe I'm just enthusiastic.
For once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, that is a nice change of pace, isn't it?
Do not be so quick to relax. Oh, Tural may seem but a short sail away on a map. The vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels.
You mean there's a Bermuda Triangle we have to worry about? Maybe it's a future dungeon?
Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Bootheswin herself, this will be no pleasure cruise.
Oh, well thanks there, Admiral.
Perhaps, but my voyage here was uneventful enough. Disappointingly so.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience, which will be of great comfort in the days ahead, I'm sure.
Oh, who's there?
Aye, it's nothing new to us.
Yeah, I was hearing a whoop going on.
All aboard! We're casting off!
And not a moment too soon.
It's time. I trust you have everything you need?
Well, to be honest, I'm actually traveling light. because I wanted to make use of my inventory by reducing it as much as I could, because I knew I'll be accumulating a lot of stuff during the course of the expansion. And away we go!
And so does our ship cast off from the docks. We sail west, as Kettenram did some 80 years past, bound for the New World.
Oh, so you can
known to
crack
our
a smile.
children as the company of Toral.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me! Woklamat!
Well, I guess we'll find out if that will hold true. Yeah, we're looking at her with fierce determination. But hey, I can crack a smile too. So into the sunset we go. We chase the sun. So it's not quite the Stormblood map that we're using, but we're still going from Old Sharding, which appears to be serving as Great Britain, and going to the New World. Yeah, it seems like we'll be at sea for a while. Not everyone's relaxing before we have to get down to business.
Smooth sailing so far?
Aye, so far so good. But this sea, she's a fickle one. Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
I'll take my rest while I can then.
Yeah, you should. Hi there, Kryle. How are ya?
We left port what seems an age ago now, and we've seen naught but open water ahead. I knew Toral was far, but it's another thing to really know.
Well, I guess you never took the journey to the Far East like Corinne did. Because that was a long journey in of itself. We even passed by Razat Han to do it.
Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact. I was able to learn a few things about Tuliolal and the rite of succession.
That helps.
Since we still have a long way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself? I'm sure you have questions of your own.
Well, I'm sure I could come up with something. So yeah, I'll leave you to your devices, Kryle.
Did you look out across these same waters, Grandfather?
Of course he did. He took this journey before you. Or are you just speaking philosophically? Yeah, look how big this schooner is. Alright, so since they want us to speak to 5 different people, let's go ahead and do it. Beginning with Mr. Fongentin. Oh, this will be my first visit to Toral. Fongentin's the name. I was working at Astame's Aesthetics in Ordal, you see, but my employment with them, came to an end. Too clumsy, or was it something else? That's why I visited Charlene in the hopes of starting over. While I was attempting and failing to find a new job, I seized the chance to board this vessel when I overheard room for another passenger had suddenly opened up. I'm told the Dawn servant welcomes all regardless of origin, and so Tuliolal seemed like the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time. I guess we'll find out soon enough, won't we? Next up, let's move over to speak with this self-assured trader Lalafell chilling out in the barrel.
An adventurer, I presume?
Yeah, warrior light at your service.
I'm a merchant myself based in Uldar.
Seems like we get a lot of you on this ship.
Specialty imports and exports, Eorzean and Terali both. If this is your first crossing the salt, as they say, do remember that the social mores of Eorzea are not necessarily the same as those over yonder. Consider this. It is not uncommon for the various races to be referred to instead by various names of certain clans. For the Mikote, the Hatsaro, the Rothgar, the Zabral. Not because every member of a given clan is of the same race mind, but because many individuals of said race are associated with that clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense.
So yeah, not much different from the first, to be honest, because they had different names for their various races as well. Now on the stern, we speak with a spready sailor. Did you want to make a wager? We're taking bets on who will be sat next in the Dawn Servant's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants in the right of succession, your young Rook Lamont being one of them, of course. But from what a Mabul bloke was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders.
Not too many keen to risk their coin on the third promise.
Yeah, I guess she's an underdog in this situation. But hey, with all the betting apps that are out there these days, I won't be surprised if they're getting a lot of use. Next, let's speak with this burly adventurer.
Well, story. Well, since you all so wanted to retrace the historic journey of the Great Caterham. You know, the first Eorzean to set foot on Dorado almost 80 years ago. The Mamujal's leader is said to have welcomed Caterham with open arms and sent him home with a bounty of silverware as a token of their friendship. But the real treasure was the crops he brought back. Popotals, tomatoes, and corn, which spread across the Eorzea like wildfire. His grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. The tale state Caterham returned to Tyrol several times after that, but his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage, and he was never heard from again. That even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end is testimony to the ocean's peril. He is speaking with this retired mercenary. I see you in Eorzea before, you great and famous hero. I've had enough of playing the simpleton. There was a time when we took great pains to maintain the deception, but with more of you Eorzeans coming to Tyrol, it's becoming practical. Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our warband have fallen, and so we head home to lick our wounds. Yeah, there have been quite a number of guys like you chilling out around Camp Bronze Lake. So I guess we won't be surprised to see more like you. So back to the bow of the ship to speak with Kryl again. Did you learn anything of interest?
Well, here's what we found out.
Oh, I hadn't heard about the clan names. We should have Rook Lamont and Nerville teach us the ones we should know. Actually, it's getting a little chilly up here on deck. Let's all gather in the cabin.
Okay. And maybe it's a good idea because a storm has rolled in. Speaking of which, a storm rolled in about an hour before I started streaming this evening, but it has come and gone now. Be careful with those wine bottles, you don't want to trip on one.
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
Oh, what's going on?
How's your stomach? Any better?
Oh, is the storm giving you trouble?
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick.
Maybe just on stormy days? And nights?
I'm just feeling a little nauseous is all.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
Yeah, and look at the cringy smile I have on my face.
Erenville, you were born in Tyrol, yes? Do many Vieira live there?
The Shatona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Shaktural.
And your family?
I know nothing of my father. Not even his name.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
As for my mother...
Better left for another time, because, yeah, that's not a good collision with whatever we hit. Snaps? Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Oh dear is right.
Only over that watch! This wing's too strong to take any sound!
Yeah.
Going off the mast! We need help!
Yeah, you better get moving.
Below decks first! Quickly! Before he's washed overboard!
And we don't want that happening.
Come, we should lend what aid we can.
Yeah, I don't mind lending a hand. I mean, we are seasoned adventurers and warriors and whatnot. And you do have the Warrior of Light at your side, so it's a good idea that I can help out.
I have not seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since.
Maybe they knew we were coming.
The heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself.
Yeah, Alice, say no! Thankfully, Alpha Node intervened on her behalf. I guess I've decided to help turn on some lamps. They have fire crystals to get them going.
Meanwhile, our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning.
Magical defenses? I didn't know we were fighting Leviathan.
What an extraordinary life he must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease.
He learned from Edie. Because, of course, Edie was the one who fought Leviathan.
Boklamat, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts. Though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress.
Yeah, it's not your day, young lady. But it does seem to be over now. And things have improved.
By the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent. And we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural.
But we'll get there, right?
In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
And so, the next day. Am I all on my own? Yeah, I guess I worked myself so hard that I ended up falling asleep. Wake up, Mathia. We hear bells ringing. Let's hurry. Let's get up on deck. Hey Kiss, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. So as we walk into the light, it's not necessarily Heidelin's light, but seagulls are a good sign. The sun shining is a good sign.
Morning. Joining us for some fresh air?
Hey there, Wook. And you seem to have recovered from your nausea.
Seems my belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground.
Oh, okay. Sparkle it is.
Can't be much farther now, can it?
Well, shouldn't she know? I mean, she made the journey to get to Sharlayan to begin with. Shouldn't she know how long it takes to get to there and then back again?
Seabirds. Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
Hey there, everyone.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
In other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Yeah, you used those sage spells to great effect, didn't you, Alphinote?
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat. Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliola's coasts.
Oh, there's a Great Barrier Reef in this part of the world? Can Australia sue you for that? So yeah, shall we take a look and see what lies beyond? As we finally get off.
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
Yeah, we get off the big boat to get onto a little boat, and so...
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway. If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm.
You're welcome.
As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest. At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
Yeah, FanDuel will cut you off.
Then I better not let you down.
Oh.
Easy, stomach. Easy.
Still suffering the after effects of the storm.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
I'm ready if you are. Let's do it. And so let's finally get those images we saw in the first trailer that appeared almost a year ago. Because now we get to be on the boat.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities.
Oh,
I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Oh, perfect time for an ad break. But thanks, Twitch.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
I'm certainly happy with what we're doing. Heck, I even can do this Warrior of Light
Look,
smirk.
my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
Oh, you gonna let your hair down?
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. To my home, Tural.
Well, hopefully they'll be as welcoming as you've been. As we can officially say that we are in Dawntrail territory. And so by the time we get to shore, the sun is well and truly setting. And thankfully, they don't even need lighthouses. The guy who runs the ship, he just knows where to dock. And hey, if nothing else, we know where the Aetherite is. It looks like everyone's getting off of work and all hitting the streets. Certainly a lot of altitude in this place as well. Lots of climbing will be required. So now that we're on terra firma, let's see all that we have to...
Gods, I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Varnu feathers in that colour before.
Oh yeah, that is a new look.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tulihyolal are still few and far between. And as we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Really? Don't you have some sort of
Mamulja
boats?
sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Yeah, Ellison, definitely.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out or...
Yeah, that's a good point, Krell. Is paperwork involved? I mean, we had to do it in Charlian.
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
Well, I guess you can introduce us to who needs to get the introductions. Hello there.
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
Yes, we are. It's nice to meet you.
We are.
Our nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next Dawn servant.
We know.
We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tulihyolal?
Wow, aren't we jumping to conclusions?
I can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Yeah, it took them a moment to realize, oh, this person's important.
Please, accept our apologies.
Yeah, they're desperate to make things right again.
No need to bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
Yeah, take comfort in knowing that she's here.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
Oh, it was nice to meet you too.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part? Anyway, first things first.
Yeah, don't leave without us.
I bid you welcome to Tulihyolal.
Thank you. So, yeah, let's enjoy all that we can while we can. Yeah, Wook certainly seems to be enjoying herself right now. So, to complete this quest, it's Aaronville we should be speaking to. There we go. Well, despite the storm's efforts to the contrary, here we are, safe and sound. Indeed we are. So, for completing the first quest of the new main story of Dawntrail, we get nearly 1 million experience points. I honestly don't understand why they just couldn't give us exactly 1 million. And 1,820 gil, which goes on to the 186,000 points that I inadvertently gave myself before this expansion started, but I'll explain why in a moment. You have arrived in Tulihyolal. You can return to the city at any time by speaking with the sprightly sailor in Scholar's Harbor in Old Charlian. Or you can just use the Aetheryte, that works too. Alright, so explanation on why I inadvertently gave myself a 180,000 point head start. The reason why that is because when starting on PlayStation 5, there's a whole new collection of PlayStation trophies associated with the PS5 version of Final Fantasy XIV that were not available in the PS3 or PS4 versions. So I wanted to try and get those, and I inadvertently gave myself a 180,000 point head start by completing a feat over in Ultima Thule. That's where I got those points from in order to get the trophy to be unlocked. So all the achievements that you have, if you played on PS3 or PS4 and you had the opportunity to get a whole bunch of in-game achievements that were not connected to PlayStation trophies in PS4, once you start playing on PS5 and start doing various things, those trophies will unlock automatically. You don't have to do anything fancy or anything like that. If you do sometimes just 1 or 2 simple tasks that are associated with the trophy itself, it'll automatically unlock. So, suffice to say, it makes your life a lot easier if you are trophy hunting.